The Everglades Forest lies deep in the Himalayas, where not even sunlight can penetrate the dense canopy of trees, and the snow covers the ground. Temperatures regularly drop below -20 degrees Celsius, and snowstorms can last for weeks, burying all life in endless white. Here, only the strongest creatures survive. Among them, Lira, a white tiger, is a symbol of pride and indomitability. Lira was once the queen of the forest. Her pure white fur glistened in the moonlight. Her deep blue eyes seemed to contain the entire night sky. But now, she is no longer the majestic figure she once was. It has been 3 weeks since she last hunted a deer. Prolonged hunger has made her body thin, her ribs visible under her thick fur. But Lira has no time to be weak. Beside her are 3 small creatures, 3-month-old tiger cubs, Kael, Mira, and Tino. 3 tiger cubs were all Lira had. They were born in the middle of a terrible blizzard, when Lira used her own body to shield them from the biting cold. From the moment she saw their clear eyes open for the first time, Lira knew she would do anything to protect them, even if it meant sacrificing herself. The fateful day began like any other, cold and quiet. Lira led her 3 cubs out of the small rocky cave, where they had been hiding for a week in search of food. She knew it was dangerous. Not only did hunger weaken her, it also made the other predators in the forest more reckless. But she had no choice. If she didn't find anything to eat, she and her cubs would starve. After hours of wandering, Lira spotted a deer's footprints in the snow. The scent was faint, but enough to awaken her predatory instincts. She signaled the cubs to hide behind a snow-covered bush, then quietly approached her prey. But just as she was about to leap out, a terrifying roar rang out from behind her, the roar of a grizzly bear. The bear, also hungry, had been stalking Lira. It was twice her size, with shaggy fur and eyes bloodshot from hunger. Lira knew she couldn't run, or the bear would discover her cubs. She had only one choice: fight. The fight was swift, but brutal. Lira clawed at the bear's face with her sharp claws, but it responded with a powerful blow that sent her sprawling into the snow. A deep gash opened on her front paw, and bright red blood soaked the white snow. Despite the pain, Lira roared defiantly, drawing the bear's attention so it wouldn't notice the 3 cubs shivering in the bushes. Finally, after a long struggle, the bear realized the price was not worth paying. It walked away, leaving Lira lying there, panting in the snow. The blood from her wound spread, staining the white snow red. The 3 cubs, sensing safety, crept out from their hiding place, looking at their mother with worried eyes. Kael, the eldest cub, let out a small whimper as if asking, "Are you okay, Mom?" Lira knew her injuries were serious. She could feel the cold seeping into her flesh, and every step was excruciating pain. But when she looked into the eyes of the 3 cubs, she found a reason to continue. She couldn't stop, not now. The blizzard came soon after, as if nature itself wanted to test Lira's resilience. The wind howled, the snow fell heavily, obscuring all vision. Lira used her body to shield the 3 cubs, leading them through the storm. Every step she took was a battle with her own body. The blood from her wound had stopped flowing, but not because it had healed. The cold had frozen the wound, causing her to lose feeling in her feet. During the storm, Lira remembered her first days as a cub. Her mother had also sacrificed herself to protect her during a similar storm. That was the last time she saw her mother, and the memory was like a small flame, warming Lira's heart in the cold of the present. "I will not let my children suffer that pain," she told herself. After hours of fighting the storm, Lira found a small cave, large enough for her family to take shelter. She lay down, exhausted, while the 3 cubs curled up beside her, using their small warmth to warm their mother. Lira looked at them, her deep blue eyes shining with hope. She knew she could not give up, not when her children still needed her. The next morning, when the storm had subsided, Lira heard a strange human sound. At first, she growled, her instinct to protect her cubs rising. But she was too weak to fight and could only watch as the figures approached. It was a group of animal conservationists on a search and rescue mission for animals affected by the harsh weather. When they saw Lira and her 3 cubs, they immediately realized her critical condition. An elderly man with a kind face approached, saying in a gentle voice, "Don't be afraid. we will help you." Lira, although she did not understand human language, felt the warmth in his voice. She let them take her and her 3 cubs to a special vehicle. Throughout the journey, she held the 3 cubs close to her, her eyes still cold, but for the first time in many days, she felt a glimmer of hope. The white tiger family was taken to a reserve in the foothills of the Himalayas, a place of lush forests and vast grasslands. Lira's wounds were treated, and she gradually regained her health. The 3 cubs, Kael, Mira, and Tino, grew up healthy and strong, running freely in the fields, no longer worried about hunger or cold. But Lira never forgot her days in the Everglades. Every time she saw her cubs playing, she remembered the time she almost lost them, and her heart was filled with gratitude. One afternoon, as the sun set, Lira stood on a small hill in the reserve, looking out at the distant Himalayas. Her pure white fur glistened in the sunset, and her deep blue eyes shone with unyielding pride. She had done it. She had protected her cubs, and now they had a new life, a life she had only dreamed of in her darkest days. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all of you who took the time to listen to the story of Lira and her 3 cubs in white shadows under the snowstorm. It is your companionship and affection that has given me the motivation to recount this emotional journey. Every look, every smile, and even every tear that you have given to Lira and her cubs is a great source of encouragement for me to continue creating and bringing more meaningful stories. I hope that this story has touched your hearts, the way Lira's motherly love has touched mine. Once again, thank you very much. See you on the next journeys.